Hi, it's Abby from Abby and Steve's Rockin' Adventures. This is the port of Copenhagen. In July, I went on a Baltic cruise with my mom and adult son, and our ship stopped in Copenhagen for the day. This is the Little Mermaid statue, the most famous and most very crowded statue in Copenhagen. Copenhagen is the capital of Denmark, and it's a fairly big city. The greater Copenhagen area has a population of about 1.4 million. My mom and I have both spent several days in Copenhagen, but this was my son's first time there. We wanted to show him all around, but our time was limited, and the cruise port is not exactly close to the city center. So we took a guided walking tour, which included a bus ride to the Little Mermaid, some free time for walking around and shopping. We walked along the harbor for quite a long way. It's about 2 miles from the Little Mermaid to our next stop. Did you know that Copenhagen has a full-size replica of Michelangelo's David statue? There it is. Eventually, we got to the Amalberg Palace, the official home of the Danish royal family. There are actually 4 identical palaces in this center square. It's not exactly a square, more like an octagon maybe. People are lining up to see the changing of the guard, which happens daily. I do have a different video about the changing of the guard here. There are official guards at all of the palaces, so you can get some good photos. From the Amalberg courtyard, we could see the marble church, also known as Frederick's Church. You can go inside that church, and it's beautiful. Our walking tour had a coffee break at a former palace that is now a theater. We sat, relaxed, and goofed around. Then we walked to New Haven, the new harbor, the famous row of colorful buildings. We walked around. You could stop for a coffee or something if you wanted. There are lots of little cafes. This is a very crowded area. This is where you would catch a boat for a canal tour if you were taking one. Like I said, it's really crowded here. We walked around some more. The streets of Copenhagen are crowded both with tourists and with locals doing their shopping. This is a famous department store. I would have liked to go in there, but we were on a walking tour and we couldn't stop to admire some of the sculptures or go in some of the shops. Surprisingly, we found this little cafe where a few years earlier we had stopped and had lunch. There we are, about 6 years earlier. We kept walking, and we walked past all kinds of beautiful architecture, including government buildings, more palaces, and churches. For our free time, we walked some more. and we did a little shopping. In Copenhagen, there are lots of canals. On a previous tour, we took a canal tour and we highly recommend it. There we are on our canal tour about 6 years earlier. In addition, you can go to Tivoli Gardens. We walked our legs off. Thanks for watching and have fun traveling.